Good morning, everyone. Today we have a topic that has come up at least every couple weeks. I know it sounds like it's not all that often, but it is something that we do need to cover, that people need to understand the roles of different entities in the equation, basically. And we're going to talk about Google reps. It's important that you know that they do make a commission and understand that really what it all boils down to there is that they are offering a service, yes, but some of the people on here realize that, or I should say, remember that the yellow pages 10 years ago, if you had two full-size pages in the yellow pages, your phone would continue to ring. That would basically be all the marketing that you would need to do, and it was about 6,500 bucks a month. I know that it's hard for some people to choke that down, but it was about 6,500 bucks a month here in Salt Lake City where I live, and that is where Google wants to be. Some of you say, well, 6,500 bucks a month for Google, I don't want to pay that. Well, we didn't want to pay that for the yellow pages either, but that is Google's goal, is to get people back to that plus some. And so if you understand what their role is in that, then it's this is really going to help you out. So you have your Google reps that will call you up and say, "Hello, I'm your dedicated rep, and I would love to help you to, optimize your Google ads." And so that all sounds good, but understand that this is who they are. And so this is the hen house, okay? That this is, as far as the hen house is, this is your marketing spend. And then you have Google that is there. Yes, they do have some things that can help you, but in general, they really are the fox in the hen house because they're going to help you to spend more money. That is their goal. As I mentioned, Google reps do make a commission. We do not know exactly which commissions they get paid off of which products, but I can certainly give you a guess. And we're going to talk about some of those products today. Everybody's familiar with the little Google ad score. We go in and we optimize your Google ads to get you a better score. And that's all fine and good. Sometimes it's not 100. And you need to be okay with that sometimes it's not 100, because guess what? Sometimes the things that they're recommending to get you that 100 score are just, they're literally spending money and going along with the products that they're trying to push. Understand that Google's a company also, and they have new products, and they need people to get on the bandwagon for some of the new products. And the products that use AI learning, they don't learn if nobody's on them. And so the Google Ads reps will call up and we'll introduce you to the new products. It may sound great, but they get enough people on there and they can AI machine learn what is, if it's working, if it's not working and such. But understand that sometimes they have their own dog in the hunt, so to speak, and they have needs that they're trying to take care of that are beyond your own. And so they're not necessarily looking at what you have going and saying, okay, well, this would be most advantageous to you. Sometimes it's just a rep calling up saying, hey, we have this new product. We think that you should use it. And understand that they are salespeople. If you don't look at them as a salesperson, then you're giving them way too much trust, and you shouldn't do that with who they are. Just look at them as a phone book salesman trying to sell you more space. And so some of the things that they will recommend will indeed be advantageous to you. I'm not saying that everything that the Google rep talks about is not, but understand that they are going to recommend some things that their managers are recommending, because that comes down from corporate. They say, okay, everybody, we need to, like when PMAX first came out, they said, okay, we need to get a lot of people on PMAX so that we can see if it works. And we can see how it would benefit certain types of industries. And so some of those numbers they're looking for are to benefit them. And so as you look here, this is a screenshot from a client this morning. It said optimize your budgets plus 9%. And so magically you can go in, and having had a Google Ads ranking score last week, of 100, you come back in and the next week it's at 75. And you're going, oh my gosh, I have to get my number back up to 100. And you see that like plus 9%, these are saying, hey, you spend more money on this and your rank will come up and you can have this many conversions. This is in general a legitimate statistic that they're throwing at you, but they're saying increase your score 9%, and this is how you do it. You spend this extra money per day, and you'll get this many more conversions per week. And so this is indeed a legitimate way to build your score up and to bring conversions in, but it's not always the best. But if you throw that at it, then all of a sudden you're at 84% instead of 75. Now you're feeling better that your Google ads are where they need to be. And so understand that that is one of the strategies that they use. They tell everyone, look, your score needs to be 100. But some of that is spend more money, spend more money, spend more money. And that typically benefits them more than you. And so that is their goal. And one thing that I do want to point out is, say you are an electrician. Do you think that they're giving the same advice to the electrician that is in the shop next door? Yes, they are. And if they can get you to bid against each other, they're the ones that win. It's kind of like an attorney where everyone says, oh, the attorney is the only one that wins. If you get into a bidding war with other local service providers, then only Google wins. And it is indeed a legitimate strategy to where you can come into a market and you can outbid everyone and take all the leads. That's legitimate. We've done it. It works. But at the same time, understand that if you're in a bidding war, then only Google wins with that. And so as you come in and you see this as a recommendation, yes, it's legitimate, but understand you have to keep seeing them as the fox in the hen house when you're making your decisions, that you're making them the smart way. I would highly recommend talking to your marketing agency, that is us, and making sure that you are spending your money wisely, that some of these recommendations might not be the best way to spend your money. And sometimes when Google gets a little too expensive, we make other recommendations that might take either a little more sweat equity or changing things up. And so definitely jump on the consulting calls that we have with you and say, hey, I really do want to sharpen this order, or I really do want to, amp things up. What else can I do? And we'll make some recommendations to you. And guess what? We don't have a dog in that hunt. Actually, we have the same dog that you do, as in we're trying to make money for you, not for Google. And so, yes, it's a team sport. Yes, we want to make money for everybody in the equation. For Google, at the end of the day, we'd love for them to have money. And if we help them get what they want, then you're going to get what you want. So I'm just really describing who all the players are and what they get out of it. Screenshots from the same campaign that we were talking about earlier. These were this morning. This is an automotive repair shop. And so right here it says reach additional customers on partner sites. FYI, I do not recommend this. And some of these partner sites, they're not as targeted as the other ones that you're already, this particular client is paying for. These partner sites, and I pulled this up so that you could see this, but these other search partners, they show your ads with search results on hundreds of partner sites. Once again, they don't tell you what those partner sites are. And when someone is not willing to tell me where this ad is going to be shown, I'm not interested. And so we have sources that have a dog in our hunt that say that it's not a good way to go. We have had clients put money out there for that and have not done well off of them, just so you know. So it has been tested. I'm not just blowing smoke. This is not something that we recommend. We don't recommend reaching customers with those partner sites. Get more conversions from your expanded reach on YouTube and other inventory. Like I say, YouTube can be a good conversion tool for you. If you put together a good video that can be shown on YouTube, that's awesome. The other inventory, I need to know what other inventory that is to make those recommendations. But you see this one, is a plus 1.8% on your score. This one's only 1.2. Definitely, this has got Google's best interest in mind. Don't do this one. This is certainly my recommendation. This one, possibly. And so some of these are a no. Some of those are, yeah, they're okay. You can work with that. And especially with your AC ads right now for various local services, this is a hot button right now with YouTube. It does still do well. Just making you aware of that. And then also yes. Get more conversions at a similar cost per acquisition by setting target and staying unconstrained by budget. This does help. It's a smarter way to do things. And we recommend this for the majority of our clients, especially if you're running out of budget, which most of our clients do because they're in bidding wars. This is something that we do recommend. And you see that it only has a 1.1% that it increases your score. Like I say, a lot of these that really help out Google, 9% versus 1.1. You can see that they're stacking the deck in their favor. And so I did want to cover in this that once again, Google reps, they're making a commission. They are sales reps to a great extent. So please, if you are going to talk to them directly, understand who they are and what they're doing, their overall goal is. Yes, it does help you, but yes, it does help Google, and the majority is slanted in the direction of Google and trying to help them out. So in closing, please make smart decisions. Please talk to your 11 reps and have them working on Google with you. And I just want to reiterate, that's one of the reasons that you pay us, is to make sure that Google is converting the way it needs to, and that it is in your best interest. And so in closing, thank you so much for watching and or listening. We are going to turn this into an audio also so that you can just listen to it. But in the meantime, thank you so much for your trust in us. Thank you for your business, and we will talk to you next week.